This is Pokemon Emerald like you've never seen before, taking the aesthetic of the Gen 2 Pokemon games and applying it onto Hoenn, as well as adding modern battle mechanics, a lot more Pokemon, as well as some new features to create a nostalgic and fresh Pokemon experience. Welcome to my first playthrough of Pokemon Emerald Seaglass. Before we begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as only less than 8% of you guys are subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you hit that red button. Something about the aesthetic here is so calming. It's like a nostalgia capsule. I'm gonna pick Trico here because he's my guy and I haven't used him in a while. Let's help out the professor here, and shortly after I get to name this guy. I'm gonna name it Django. I have my first rival fight with May and the battle background looks absolutely stunning. I defeat her and make my way to Petalburg where my dad's gym is at. I help out Wally with catching a Pokemon and head back to the gym. My dad advises me to head to Rustboro first, so I do exactly that. I help out the Devon guy by protecting him from this Team Aquagrunt in Petalburg Forest and reach Rustboro. There's a grass patch in Rustboro and I encounter a Mankey. I never used a Mankey before, so I thought this would be a suitable first time as I proceeded to name it Chokehold. There's also the added perk of using a new evolution in Gen 2 graphics. There's this new feature called the Wishing Well in Rustboro where if you throw a wishing star, you get a base form Pokemon at random. Any one of them. I had 6 wishing stars to use, so I used them and I got 2 Pokemon that I really liked, Murkrow and Elekid. I wasn't sure on using Elekid immediately, but Murkrow was a definite addition as I don't think I've ever used Honchkrow before. With some trading, I went ahead to challenge Roxanne. She leads with Anorith as I led with Trico. Trico managed to force her to use her potions on Anorith while sustaining its own health with Mega Drain. Doing this, Trico took down both Anorith and Cradily. I switched into Mankey for her Ace Nose Pass, and after a couple karate chops, it went down, claiming the victory and the first gym badge. The guy I helped earlier got his stuff robbed this time, so I went to help him out. It was the same Team Aquagrunt holding himself up in Rusturf Tunnel holding Pico the Wingull as a hostage. I defeated him routinely, allowing my Trico to evolve into Grovyle from the experience. The Aquagrunt flees as I help reunite Pico with Mr. Briny. Mr. Briny is grateful and asks me to reach out to him if I need anything. I return the stolen goods to the Devon worker as he brings me to meet the CEO, Mr. Stone. He thanks me for my efforts and asks that I deliver the Devon goods to Slateport's very own Captain Stern, as well as send a letter to his son, Stephen Stone. I oblige and depart, meeting May at Rustboro's entrance. She battles me as I defeat her 2 Pokemon with my Murkrow. She tells me that Mr. Briny is a seasoned seafarer, which is valuable news as I need to get to Dewford to deliver the letter to Stephen. Mr. Briny kindly takes me to Dewford where I battle the gym. Murkrow heavy carried as he took down all 3 of Brawly's Pokemon. He could have hurt me if he didn't get greedy with Bulk Up from his Heracross, but I took advantage and got myself a second badge. I explored Dewford Cave where this hiker was kind enough to give me 4 wishing stars. I delivered the letter to Stephen as we have a short conversation before he departs. I went ahead to use my wishing stars at Rustboro where I rolled a Feebas. This was huge. I have never used a Milotic before because it was not worth the effort to evolve. It has the additional fairy type in this game, and it is way easier to get the Prism scale in this game. I quickly added Sonaria the Feebas to the team and finally made up my mind on using Elekid, so I tossed it onto the team as well. Did not expect to have 5 Pokemon before the 3rd gym, but the Wishing Well feature gave me a lot to work with, and quite frankly, I liked it because part of the fun of Pokemon for me is the team building as well as growing attached to the Pokemon. I went ahead to Slateport where I found the Name Rater. I named my Elekid Duracell after the battery company and my Murkrow Arkham because Arkham Batman, you get it. I need to deliver the Devon parts to Captain Stern and I was told I could find him in the museum. As soon as I'm about to give him the parts, we get jumped by Team Aqua. I make quick work of them, which causes Team Aqua's leader Archie to come up and inquire what was taking his grunt so long to steal the goods. He tells me not to get in their way again and departs. I hand over the Devon parts to Captain Stern and head north to Mauville where I have another rival fight with May. Murkrow was the MVP of the fight as I took down both her Combusken and her Lombre with wing attacks. I finally reach Mauville and as I'm about to challenge the gym, I see Wally and his uncle. His uncle is telling him he's not ready for a gym, but Wally is defiant and asks that I battle him to prove himself. I won of course, but at the expense of Wally. He looks downcast and leaves back to Verdant Turf as I go on and challenge Watson. This fight was tough as he had a Volbeat, which in this game was an electric type. Groval had a super tough time as he kept using potions, and eventually Groval went down. Groval did something super important though, as it did manage to exhaust Watson's potion, so the rest of the team chipped in to win me the battle. I grabbed the HMs for Rock Smash and Strength and continued my travels into Fall Arbor and into Meteor Falls. I came across Magma Grunts who have stolen a meteorite from Professor Cosmo and immediately flee once Archie and some Aqua Grunts confront them. They just announced that they'd be headed for Mount Chimney, which is a stupid thing to say when you're in the presence of me and Team Aqua. Before we deal with the Mount Chimney situation, I found the location for my final team member, Rhyhorn. I used Dex Nav to catch one and named it Tricero, and with that I have a full team before the 4th gym. As I was headed atop Mount Chimney, Chokehold evolved into a Primeape, giving us a decent boost to our baby team.
It is decent!
Remember, Primeape was a fully evolved Pokemon for 8 generations, so this was a massive deal.
It is still massive.
I headed to Mount Chimney and cleared out all of the grunts before facing Maxi for the first time. He recognizes me as the kid that interferes with Team Aqua and confronts me in a battle. He was not a major threat at all as I took him down with Groval. Groval one-shotting a camera will forever be funny. After dealing with this whole ordeal, I made my way to Lava Ridge to challenge the gym. One of the shops here actually sell Dusk Stones, which means I can get my Murkrow to evolve into Honchkrow. I take on Flannery and it proved to be slightly troublesome. Rhyhorn was getting knockout after knockout before a sun-boosted overheat burnt it to a crisp. Primeape came in to clean up, getting 2 knockouts and winning the fight and the badge. I immediately headed to my dad's gym to challenge for the 5th badge. While fighting the gym trainers, Elekid evolved into an Electabuzz and now it was time for Norman. This was a way harder fight than it needed to be. Primeape took down Spinda not before it got confused. It hit itself twice against Slacking, which ultimately meant its demise. Electabuzz came in to get the knockouts against Slacking and Vigoroth, while Honchkrow came in to take down his Politoed, which means badge number 5 is acquired. My dad congratulates me and Wally's dad even arrives to thank me for helping out Wally by giving me the Surf HM. Nice. I head to Marvel City to start the new Marvel quest line. It's simple really, I just have to shut down the generator inside, but why exactly am I doing this? Well, there's a particular item called the Electrolyzer available in New Marvel, so I think you know where this is going. With Duracell the Electivire on our team, the next gym leader would be dispatched off easily. Oh, it's an electric fighting type this game. I usually don't like using overlaps and Primeape already is a fighting type, but I've already committed to this team so I will live with that decision. I met Steven again, nice guy really, and made my way to the Weather Institute. Team Aqua have taken over the place so I had to clear them out. Aqua admin Shelly was leading their mission but Groval annihilated her team. Team Aqua depart after their loss but did spill some information in front of me stating that a Team Magma mob passed by on their way to Mount Pyre. May challenges me to another rival fight outside the Weather Institute and well, her team did not take kindly to my Groval and Honchkrow. She was gracious in defeat, even handing me the Fly HM, but without the next batch, it's not useful yet. That's exactly what I'll do now as I head to Fortree City. And I do have to say this city's design in my opinion is a downgrade from how Fortree usually looks like. I met Steven again, got the Demonscope and made my way to the gym. As I was battling the trainers, Primeape learned Rage Fist, which is incredible as it means its evolution is near, and just in time for the Psychic Type 7 gym. I still have the 6th gym to defeat, and man was the battle tough. Rhyhorn, Electivire, and Honchkrow contributed in getting knockouts against 4 of Wynona's Pokemon. Then, her Altaria came out. I had hoped to Rock Blast it with Rhyhorn but found out the hard way that Altaria wasn't a flying type in this game. It was a Fairy Dragon type, and I just noticed my team has a crippling Fairy weakness, 4 of my 6 being weak to it. I had no other option but to bring Groval in to cross-poison it. Bear in mind, it had already gotten off a Dragon Dance. Groval barely clinged on with 2 health and successfully knocked out the Altaria, handing me the 6th batch in spectacular fashion. While I was headed to Mount Pyre, Groval attained its final glorious form in Sceptile, but that's not all as my Primeape had punched with rage so many times that it evolved into Annihilate. I head atop Mount Pyre and witnessed Archie taking the red orb, while Maxie had already stolen the blue orb before I arrived. The old couple at the top managed to grab a Magma emblem when Team Magma visited, so I take it off their hands. Before Maxie and Archie caused an insane weather crisis, I visited May in Lily Cove and had a battle. Honchkrow did most of the heavy lifting in the fight, but Electivire helped out too as I defeated May. I head to the Magma hideout in the Jagged Pass, which I now can access thanks to the Magma emblem. I meet Maxie at the end as he uses the blue orb to awaken Groudon. Groudon doesn't obey Maxie at all, so he decides to take his frustrations out on me in a battle. MVP for this fight was definitely Electivire, as it took down 3 Pokemon, including 2 Pokemon that it was weak to. With that dealt with, I head to Slateport and see Archie steal the submarine from Captain Stern. I raid his Team Aqua base where Rhyhorn evolves into a Rhydon. I take on Aqua admin Matt, but it was futile as even though I defeated him, Archie already escaped with his submarine. No use thinking about that right now, as look here, I found a Prism Scale lying around. Welcome to the team, Milotic. Up next was a gym fight against Tate and Liza, and well, Sceptile and Annihilape had it completely covered. Annihilape took out the opposing Mismagius with a Rage Fist, while Sceptile took down Lunatone. Sceptile also had weakened Claydol, which allowed Annihilape to take it out. Finally, the remaining Solra was punched with Rage by Annihilape, handing us our 7th badge. So you know the deal, Team Magma takes over the Space Center, so I got to deal with it. Steven is also there to help us out, but unlike the regular games, this isn't a 2v2 battle teaming up with Steven. Rather, it's just Maxie versus me in a double battle. It started out less than ideally, as Rhydon here missed 2 stone edges on the Crobat and got taken down by high horsepower by his Dodrio. We eventually came through and defeated Maxie, but that was harder than it needed to be. Steven gives me the Dive HM as thanks for helping take down Team Magma, and I used that to head to C4 Cavern. The double battle against Shelly and a Grunt was a much needed breather compared to the Maxie fight as Sceptile and Rhydon cruised through the battle, leaving Shelly wished I had joined Team Aqua. I head to where Kyogre is resting and Archie runs up from behind, challenging me to a fight. Again, way easier than the stupid Maxie fight, but that's largely because this guy has a horrible team. That's a lie. His team was decent, but I don't even know why this guy has a Breloom. That does not fit this guy. Archie obviously is a sore loser and summons Kyogre anyway, but Kyogre doesn't obey him. Surprise. The weather is all messed up now, and once I head to Sootopolis, I see Groudon and Kyogre duking it out. I half expected to see a custom cutscene in the Gen 2 aesthetic, but it makes sense as cutscenes take time to make. Also, where is Groudon's piece of land? He's weak to water, man. He's dying. Anyhow, Steven takes me to meet Wallace. Wallace and I figure out that we need to summon Rayquaza at the Sky Pillar. I head to the Sky Pillar, walk up to Ray Ray flies off, I head back to Sootopolis, Ray tells his kids off, the crisis is over, and oh hey, the crisis is over.
I'm banishing you to the Shadow Realm. No!
Archie and Maxie get banished to the Shadow Realm, as they should for almost ending the world, and these stupid NPCs still won't let me pass them. I need to evolve Rhydon, please. First objective after the crisis is to get the Waterfall HM. You have to do this minigame in Pacific Town, which also indirectly makes this Forgotten Town a required location to visit because in the original games, it was completely optional. After that, I have to complete the gym challenge by defeating Juan. Sceptile cooked his lead Starmie, but his following Kingdra destroyed Sceptile with an Ice Gem boosted Ice Beam. It was only a small setback though, as Electivire set up power-up punches on the Kingdra and swept Juan's remaining Pokemon with Thunder Punch and close combats. With the 8th badge in hand, these people finally clear up, meaning I can access this shop that sells evolutionary items. I buy a Protector and finally evolve Rhydon into a Rhyperior. I've never used Rhyperior before, so this is a brand new experience. I headed to the Victory Road where I have my final major fight before the league, Wally. Sends out his Altaria, my lead is Rhyperior. Please Rhyperior, hit the Stone Edge. It sets up Dragon Dance. Please hit the Stone Edge. Pretty please. It hits. Oh my god. This... Okay? Excuse me. That did not kill. Okay, I forgot this thing was a Dragon Fairy type again. This is the second time that happened. The first time was against Winona's Altaria, but still knocked it out. That's cool. Gardevoir out next. We're gonna bring in Chokehold because Arkham is weak to Fairy type moves, and you're also weak to Fairy type moves, but I want to use you. We have a crippling Fairy type weakness. We're gonna go for the Shadow Punch here. Hopefully it takes it out. Barely survives. Okay. Future Sight, that's not gonna matter. We're gonna take this out. He heals full restore, that's fine. Maybe we get a crit here. Nope. It did less damage. He full restores again. Not cool, man. Shadow Punch again. Crit, maybe? Nope. Okay. And I took the Future Sight attack, of course. Oh no. Damn, that future sight did indeed matter. After that, the rest of Wally's team went down without issue, so I simply tracked my way through Victory Road and into the lead. Okay, Sydney, Elite 4 time. Let's go. He's gonna lead. I actually don't know what he leads with in the base game, kinda forgot. Mightyena, right, of course. And I lead with Annihilate. We go for the Karate Chop and Mightyena goes down. Good, good, good. Next up, we're gonna bring in our Rhyperior for his Honch Crow because rock type moves. You get the vibe. Double team, okay. That's not good. Rock Blast will connect, okay, and it is a 2-hit KO, so it minimum hits 2 times anyway. Honch Crow goes down. Nice. Okay, Cacturn goes down. Karate Chop. Absol sets up Sword Stance that is very risky for us. Karate Chop on the Absol. Barely. And Citrus Berry healing as well. Air Lace. Chocolate survives. Oh my god. Karate Chop. Absol goes down. Decent. Sceptile will finish up the battle against the Crawdon Leaf Blade. 1 hit, no problem. And with that, that's Sydney. Nice. Up next, we have Phoebe here. And ghost types we can deal with Honch Crow, of course. She leads with Dust Clubs. Pressure is one thing I need to keep. Night Slash PP. Night Slash will connect, critical hit and KO. Solid. Miss Mages with the Moon Blast and super effective, and we die. Oh no. Sceptile here is weak to Moon Blast, but Leaf Blade should take it out because it's just really powerful. Shadow Punch from Annihilate should also take down Dusknoir, 2-hit KO. Earthquake is Banette because this thing's normal type for some reason. Okay. Frost Slash, Rock Blast will take it out. Ice Beam did cripple us quite a bit, but Rock Blast will take it out. And that's Phoebe. Nice. Okay. Glacier next. This should be the easiest fight because most of our Pokemon are ice or water types, and Electivire here is fighting an electric type, so perfect. We set up the Power Up Punch, attack boost as well. Thunder Punch the Walrein. We have +2 attack right now, so an easy KO Walrein. There we go. Thunder Punch the Cloyster as well. If Walrein goes down, so will Cloyster. No doubt there. Glaceon. Power Up Punch will take it down. We have +4 attack because this thing healed. So basically you can kill anything now. In close combat, we're just overkilling the Glalie. This thing dies like 5 times over. That's the easiest Elite 4 member so far, Glacier. Drake, final Elite 4 member. Known to be pretty difficult with his dragon types and all. We lead with Milotic and Moonblast the Kingdra. One of our super effective moves, of course. Next up, Ice Beam against the Salamence. And should KO, yeah, 4 times super effective. Wasn't gonna live. Altaria has lived quite long, but this should KO. Incoming Pokemon is an Earthquaking Flygon. Oh no. That's fine, that's fine. We have Dragon Claw from Sceptile. Take it out fairly easily. His last Pokemon is a Steelix for some reason. Hammer-Arm from Rhyperior will take it down easy. But it's a bit weird that it's a Steelix. And that's Drake. That's the Elite 4 done as well. Nice. Alright, Wallace time, champion time. He's a water type specialist, so we should be able to deal with it with Sceptile and Electivire. Sceptile, it uses a full restore, okay. Unless we get a crit here, Whaler will survive once again. We got the crit! Nice, okay. Leaf Blade the Milotic. And another crit. Okay, Sceptile, I see you. Thunder Punch on the Tentacruel, it survives. And it Toxics me. Okay. Next one KOs though. It's got a full restore. Expected. Thunder Punch on the Tentacruel. Survives. He withdrew Tentacruel. Whiscash, he just absorbed my Thunder Punch. That's a good switch because now poison stacks up. Okay, that's a good switch. I can't even complain. Subtile should knock you out though. 3 knockouts in the champion fight. Critical hit again. This guy is pulling through. Leaf blade on the Gyarados and barely survives. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's unfortunate. Subtile goes down, that's whatever. Quick attack with Electivire. Ludicolo goes down as well with dual wing beat, nice. Okay, I did not expect this Tentacle to be faster, I cannot lie. Full restore, come on, okay, how much does Shadow Punch do? Below half. Okay, we take those, wow. Yeah. We did it, okay. I didn't expect you to take the Hydro Pump like that, that's insane. That, my friends, is Pokemon Emerald Seaglass. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'll see you next week. Bye.